Yeah.
And I think Leon, by the end of the 5th round, had proven to himself that Nate couldn't beat him.
Yeah.
So he just left himself open. And I mean, I said it in the war room, didn't I? It's like, if he's going to lose, it's because he made it difficult for himself.
Yeah,
and he almost did.
But and literally one punch.
Mate, that would have been one of the biggest upsets.
If it was a punch instead of the point. Oh, mate, imagine the noise he would have made since... Cause,
yeah. But that's what happened with Nate against McGregor first time around, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Which
motherfucker.
You look at that now, and it's like it's synonymous with one of the biggest upsets. It's up there with GSP and Matt Serra.
Yeah.
But it was. I think with the Diaz brothers, no matter what, it's the narrative they get out of it. They've got a story out of it. You will watch them every day. They could lose 100 fights in a row and you'd still tune in.
Yeah.
It's gold.
Matt Brown's on this card this weekend. He's fighting Diego Lima. And I honestly, I mean, Diego, I think, is a better fighter all round. I think he's younger and fresher, and I think he's more technical.
Matt Wheelbarrow Brown.
But
Nice.
Matt might just roll over him with aggression and elbows. And if that's the case, Matt Brown against Nick Diaz is the fight.
That'd be cool.
Because you can't give Nick Diaz you can't give him one of the top 15 guys.
Why would you?
He's been out for too long.
Yeah.
You know? It just wouldn't, you need, give him a warm-up fight.
What were his last fights? Was it BJ Penn and Anderson?
Anderson, I think, yeah.
And was BJ before that?
Was it?
Did
Yeah.
he fight, go to 4 or 5?
That must have been ages ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Long time. But I don't think he fought anyone between that. I think it was a big thing about him fighting BJ. And BJ was on a rapid decline. And then he fought Anderson, didn't he? He mock 3 of Anderson's fights. One was the up against the cage when he called him into the cage, which was against Stephan Bonner. So that's when Anderson did the Stephan Bonner thing. No, I'll recenter myself. You can have another go. So he mocked him with that one. He lay on the floor like Thiago.
Here we go. Okay, so
Go on.
Anderson Silva was his last one.
Yep.
And that was a no contest.
Oh yeah, because of their
Because
slap at the base.
Silva tested positive for drosandralone,
Yeah.
and Diaz tested positive for marijuana.
Of course.
He should have been bonused.
Yeah.
Then he had a decision loss to GSP at 158,
Okay.
and a decision loss to Carlos Condit at
Because
143.
he said George hits like a bitch, didn't he?
But then his last win was BJ Penn at
That's what I'm
UFC
thinking,
137,
Yeah.
and that was October 29, 2011.
What?
That was when that was.
That's 10 years ago, dude.
I know, yeah.
Fuck me, man. That's time.
That's a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, because the Condit was for the interim, wasn't it?
Even I've had a win since then.
I did
And then
with my
before that
wetsuit.
was Paul Daly.
Oh,
That was
dude.
2011. That's crazy, isn't it?
I think that's one of my favourite fights of all time.
It was a wild fight, that was.
Honestly.
But then, honestly, like, you can go back and watch a bunch of it. Like, his fight against Hayato Sakurai was absolute gold.
Did he fight Gomi?
Scott Smith, he fought, that was the no contest because he'd been eating pot brownies in the back back room, hadn't he? But Gogo platted him.
Yeah, well, he's
Go
smooth,
platted
wasn't he?
him.
Just like a silk.
They should have bonused him for that one as well. If you can go platter Gomi
Yeah.
after eating a pot brownie, I mean, that's like automatic Hall of Fame. There should be a whole wing,
Without a doubt.
like
Yeah.
a Snoop wing.
Just a whole side. I don't know how that's not a thing.
And you remember his knockout over Robbie Lawler as well. Often people forget that Nick Diaz knocked out
hit-
Robbie Lawler.
And Robbie just fell.
Forward.
And this is when Robbie had come in at
He's doing the smooth
17.
criminal.
Yeah, leaning, but
Smooth
with no
criminal,
wire.
but the glue failed on his shoes.
Oh, man. That was filth. And now, the thing is, when I first started watching MMA, I got the ultimate knockouts of my brother-in-law. So I think...
Ultimate knockouts, ultimate submissions.
Yeah. So it was a 2 submissions, 3 knockouts. But I had that on a disc. So I had one disc, which was his entire hard drive, which was porn, games, shit, hack software, and UFC. So by that point, I think we were on UFC 20 something. So I caught the Albert Hall, and so it was just after the ultimate. You know, was it 18 Brazil? So then I'd started, and I got consumed by it. I was constantly on UFC TV back in the day. No UFC on the gloves, and I was just obsessed. And the ones that stood out was Robbie Lawler and Matt Hughes, because Matt Hughes was just dominant. So he'd already, when it came to Bravo, I think we were about UFC 30. So it was the Orlovsky Silva trilogy. Mm-hmm. So Frank Mir had gone, But then once they realised the popularity of it coming through, they started playing older. And when it was on Bravo, it was gold. Because
wicked.
Mate,
I remember watching Orlovsky Knockout Paul Buentello on...
fell over the top of it.
Yeah.
It's
And
dead
it was
now,
Spike TV. It moved to Spike, didn't it?
Bravo was Spike, I think.
That was it. But Spike in the US, wasn't it? Because it was always Spike TV.
Yeah. Well, it was Paul
Monster trucks and fucking whatever.
All the cool man shit.
Yeah,
Just that guy who bought the wetsuit is definitely watching it.
Oh, for sure.
All day.
For sure. His name is probably Spike.
Imagine.
Spike Bravo, that's his name.
No, he's definitely not a Spike. Maybe a Gideon or a Colin.